Welcome to Kayla's beautiful, fantastic kitchen. Today we're making Pozole Verde. This is the perfect balance of warmth and freshness that comes with spring. Let's cook! First we're going to turn on our burner to about medium-high heat. And now we're going to add in 4 cups of chicken broth or stock. And then we're going to add in about 2 cups of water. And then 1 tablespoon of bouillon. You can do either bouillon powder or bouillon paste. And then we're going to give this a stir just to combine the bouillon with the water and the stock. And then we're going to add in 1 white onion that has been halved and then quartered. And then 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, 2 bay leaves, and then a tablespoon of garlic. Stir. And then we're going to add in 4 chicken leg quarters, or you can also use breasts or thighs for this. Thighs are really great for this, especially because thighs they're not as dry. So anything with a bone on it has more flavor and it's not as dry. Okay, I'm just going to use 3 today actually instead of 4. And now we're going to cook this for about 30 minutes at a boil. While our chicken cooks, we're going to cook our peppers. We have 2 poblano peppers, 2 jalapeno peppers, and 2 serrano peppers. This may sound like quite a bit of spiciness to it, but as someone who's very picky about spicy food, this is the perfect balance between spicy and mild. I would like to also mention that you can put on food-safe gloves for this, or you can just use your hands, but make sure you do not touch your eyes before washing them at least 1 or twice. So now we're going to cut it down the center. I'm going to do a poblano pepper. Pull it apart and use a spoon. Just like that. Then I'm just going to break them in half like that to kind of make them flat and put them onto the baking tray. And then we're going to do this next. You could also just honestly cut this with your knife if you want to go along the vein. Just like that. Just like that. And pull them apart. Now, jalapeno does have quite a bit more seeds than a lot of other spicy peppers. So, just a heads up. Just gonna break it in half again, like we did with the poblano. And then I really like to use a spoon when doing a jalapeno because I find that it just saves a lot of skin that you can it's kind of hard to cut off. And then with this one, you don't have to basically spatchcock the back of the pepper. So I'm just gonna put it right on there. We're gonna do the other side. Okay, so now we're gonna do the serrano, and these are really tiny. So you just want to cut off the top, slice it down the middle like you did the other ones. And then this one's a little difficult to use a spoon for, so you might just have to honestly do it with your fingernail. And then just make sure when you clean your hands to get underneath your fingernails and clean. Now we're going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil, or you can do avocado oil. I'm using avocado oil. And then you can use a spreader or you can use your hand. we're going to broil this on high for about 5 to 10 minutes. Peppers are done, and now we're going to add this to a bag and allow it to steam for 5 to 10 minutes. The steaming is essential so that the skin can just super easily slide off, not having to worry about picking things off. So while our peppers continue to steam, we're gonna add everything into our blender. We're gonna add in 1 can of diced green chilies. These are mild, but if you really wanna this soup to be really spicy, you can also use the spicy kind. Then we're gonna add in 1 pound of tomatillos that have been husked, washed, and halved. And then 1 tablespoon of garlic. And now we're gonna cut up about half a cup of cilantro. And then we're gonna chop half of an onion. And now it's time to remove the skin off of our peppers. Comes off so easily. I find that the jalapenos though are a little bit harder to take off because the skin is so thin. So you might just have to be patient with it. Or you can also just like scrape it off. Our peppers are completely de-skinned, and now we're gonna go ahead and add in about 3/4 of a cup of the broth from the chicken. A couple of onions from the chicken in there. And now we're gonna go ahead and cover this. Okay, now we're going to turn it off and check. Looks good. Honestly, it's like the texture of like salsa, like a salsa verde. I'm just going to try a little bit of it. It's good. Okay, now we're going to set this aside. So now we're going to shred our chicken. I'm going to take off the skin, and we do save the skin for our dog, for Augie, because we do make our own dog food, which will be in a future video, and he really loves to eat the skin. Okay, I'm just going to shred it. Add it into the soup. So now we're going to add in hominy. Hominy is part of the garbanzo bean family, and it's very good. So I already drained it and rinsed it with some water. And then we're going to add in our tomato, cilantro, pepper, I guess you could say salsa. And give it a mix. And then cover this and let this cook for another 5 to 10 minutes. Time for the verse of the day. Romans 10:17 says, "Consequently, faith comes from hearing the message, and the message heard through the word about Christ. So let us each day read and hear God's word, so that we may grow in our faith in Him." We're going to slice up some of our toppings. We're going to start off with 1 lime. You can do quarters or eighths. And then we're going to do our cabbage next. Slice my cabbage in half and cut off the bottom. And now we're going to use a mandolin and to just slice this very thinly. You want to be very careful and cautious with the mandolin. Make sure you have your eyes always on it because you can slice your fingers. So we're going to slice it on this side, and then it's going to come out this side with very thin shreds. Now, typically on any mandolin, you can select how thick you want it. I put it on level number 1. Mine goes up to 4. And you can also do a julienned kind of cabbage or any other vegetable. But I'm just going to be doing a regular plain slice. Typically, you would have like a container that's on the bottom of this. But mine, I'm just doing it on the countertop. Cabbage. So this plate, I'm going to be putting it on the table so that people can just do it themselves, putting what kind of toppings that they want on their soup. Now we're going to cut up some cilantro for garnish. Those are our veggie toppings. You can also use sour cream, tortilla chips, avocado. There's so many different toppings that you can choose from that you want to top your soup with. Now we're going to put on our toppings. We got some cabbage, very chopped. And then we've also got some avocado. Some cilantro. And then 1 lime. Like so. Now we're going to taste it. Really good. Chicken pozole soup. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Kayla's Beautiful, Fantastic Kitchen. Please hit the subscribe button because it's free and click the notification bell to join the movement of bringing families back to the table, one recipe at a time. Bye!